Bring the drums in.
I got that ganja and I'm bagua, poppin' a cooler. No pop in the news, the tricks they tried to play didn't fool us. Nah, since day one I've been trying to give y'all shit that's gon' move us. I'm done talking about that change, I'm just gon' prove it. Word. I got a customs, I won't move it to be collected. All of them bad vibes getting detected. I dissect and I redirect that shit. That trap Katifa hurting my wooyah, but it humbled me for sure. Them just some days that I won't forget. Now the sex is epic, making messes. We fuck when it's least expected. Living like we young and reckless. Every day we make corrections. We don't do too much reflecting. Cause now I'm overseas. This what I would tell the younger me. Be anything that you wanna be. It gets greater later, later. It gets greater later, later. It gets greater later. All my OGs tell me. It gets greater later. It gets greater later. It gets greater later. My big homie told me. It gets greater later. It gets greater later. It gets greater later. You gotta survive so you can see that. It gets greater later. It gets greater later. It gets greater later.
Yeah. I'm at the burden, it certainly hurted me. What don't kill me, make me Hercules. Jesus died when he was 33, Glock 33, but when it's serving creek, I had to hurdle over my adversities. Not the one that's running with the herd of sheep. No amount of currency could purchase me. When I was fucked up and had to ride the train, scraping couch cushion, trying to find some change. I would pray for them times to change. Hard times draw my mind to range. But my niggas that's going through it know you feel us. The problems that pile up a pill won't get rid of. Fight through it, harder pressure will kill you. So greater later, go and get it, don't give up.
It get greater later. This started with pen and paper. Stay creative, innovative. This thing called entertainment's not real. Thought you solidified, now your spots feel. Everybody wanna play the game till they all feel. My bars age perfectly. This fire burn third degree. You ain't heard of me, just know that every verse is worth the fee. Put in the work now, it's gon' pay off. You see my team, we never take a day off. I always tell my homies it get greater later.
It gets greater later, later. It gets greater later, later. It gets greater later. All my OGs tell me. It gets greater later. It gets greater later. It gets greater later. My big homie told me. It gets greater later. It gets greater later. It gets greater later. You gotta survive so you can see that. It gets greater later. It gets greater later. It gets greater later.
Yeah, you might feel hopeless, but the joke is it gets greater later. Ask me how I know this, cause I've rode inside that simulator. Down and out, headphones on full max to try and drown it out. Doing 85 and a 25 down the wrong way in a roundabout. Yeah, I was just a punk kid, running around screaming let the funk live. Oblivious what the future had in store for us. Like what's this? Collab with 3 of my idols, this shit is vital. 5 years ago I was still suicidal. I went from disciple to etching my name up inside of the Bible. Trust the title. It gets greater later, homie, I can't stress it enough. Life's an escalator, you just gotta keep stepping up. I know these educators lying and it's messing you up with all these detonators. Easy to feel you're pressing your luck. Just trust the process, don't fall victim to all of the nonsense. Do the right thing and keep making progress. And I promise that you'll see that God is, so God bless. Cause it's all about peace and love. So all I gotta say is job bless. And I wish you nothing but the best on your conquest. Because all my OGs tell me
it gets greater later, later. It gets greater later, later. It gets greater later. All my OGs tell me it gets greater later. It gets greater later. It gets greater later. My big homie told me it gets greater later.